Hello and welcome to Standside with Cosmetics Business live from In-Cosmetics Global 2024. I'm on the Mintel stand where I am joined by Andrew McDougall, who is Director of Beauty and Personal Care at Mintel. Hi Andrew, thank you for having me here.
No, thank you for having me.
Wonderful, so tell us, what are Mintel's key beauty trends for this year?
So we've kind of focused on sort of key consumer drivers that are affecting consumers right now, but also for the future. So the main one being value. We're going through cost of living crisis again, depending on where you are in the world, but that focus on cost is important now more than ever, and what value means to consumers is really important because it's not just about budget, it's about quality, premium, convenience as well, is your product easy to use. So we have a trend called sophisticated simplicity, which is very much looking at how we need to sort of cut through all the marketing fuzz and actually just say exactly what products are doing and deliver on that as well. Being honest is the best policy there. So focus on function and efficacy is really important. Another one of our key trends again for now and for the next few years is again focusing on well-being. So we have a trend called NeuroGlow, which is looking very much at neurocosmetics, that connection between mind, skin. I mean, this you probably
Very
see
trending, yeah.
The show right now is awash with sort of neurocosmetics. So I'm really fascinated by psychodermatology and this whole connection that we have again through a global mental health crisis. We're all worried about stress, and stress just sort of sets in motion this inflammation cascade, which obviously impacts us physically.
Totally vicious circle.
So those types of wellness solutions are now is the time to be talking to consumers about that, and we're seeing some great examples of that. So for the next few years, that's going to be interesting. And of course, with technology, artificial intelligence is the thing that everyone is talking about. So
huge.
We have a trend called Beauty AI as well, which is looking very much at how the beauty industry can use artificial intelligence. I know from having spoken to so many people at the show that many have said, I couldn't do my job right now without artificial intelligence, whether that's throughout the supply chain, whether it's in the marketing, whether it's the consumer behavior or understanding from a retail perspective. So it's really interesting to see not always the most attention-grabbing uses of AI, but actually how it can just really help us do our jobs, rather than replace us, help us do our jobs much better. So I find that really fascinating. So that trend is something that is, of course, for right now, but also for the next few years is going to be really exciting to see as well.
Absolutely, it's only going to grow and grow. So I'm wondering, and I think a lot of people wonder, how do you make these trend predictions?
Okay, so we have analysts around the world. We have physical locations, but we also have analysts in other countries where we don't have physical locations. And we're always looking at our local trends, so what's happening for you and in your markets. Then when we all speak and we talk together and we look at the consumer surveys and the product launch data, we can understand then what are global trends, so what are those top line ones that we can sort of almost filter up to see what that is. And then from there, we can regionalize these trends, but it's very much looking at, okay, how are these trends, what are these trends and how are they impacting the whole market? So it really is a whole team effort of our sort of global analysts, and it's putting it all together in a way that is matching what the data's saying, but also doing it in a way that resonates well and tells that consumer story well as well.
And while you're here at the show, what are the key trends that you are looking out for at In-Cosmetics?
So it's been really interesting because I know from the last couple of years, neurocosmetics have been growing and growing and growing. So it's really fascinating to walk around the show and see a lot of that now. Obviously with our NeuroGlow trend, it fits in perfectly, and there's so many great examples of that. But also seeing things like adaptogens. Again, they always seem this resurgence. So I've seen ashwagandha everywhere at the show.
Absolutely.
Which is quite exciting, and obviously it's something that we've always thought orally was very potent, but actually there's so many good sort of skincare benefits we can see from that as well. So that's been really exciting to take a look at from that point of view. Also, the focus on functional ingredients as well. I think we get so wrapped up, and importantly, we do get wrapped up in hero ingredients and actives.
We need to let the functional shine as well.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I could have it's all about sort of that balance, I think. So the perception of the active ingredient working is the attention grabber. But actually, it's the run-of-the-mill, it's the functional, it's the one that makes, as I put this skin cream on, does it feel good? The sensory is so important, and that's what I love about this show, is the sensory bar and just being able to touch and feel everything and understand that, because we are such a touchy-feely industry.
We are, yeah.
So it's really important, I think, to see that. So I've really been enjoying sort of exploring all the sensory stuff here as well.
Yeah, literally getting hands-on.
Exactly.
Fantastic. And earlier on, you mentioned AI. How is Mintel using AI to help beauty companies and brands?
So we've just launched our new artificial intelligence platform called Leap. So that's for clients. So Leap is great because it's our own closed system that we've trained with Mintel data. The great thing about that is there's no hallucinations, which obviously means that the AI won't make stuff up if it doesn't have the answer. It will just tell you, I don't have an answer for that. It doesn't do that often, but it's very interesting because you can ask it very basic questions and you'll get very basic answers. But much like most generative AI, if you put so much context in there, if you say, I'm a product developer, I'm working in skincare, I want to expand into color cosmetics, and I'm looking at these ingredient profiles and these demographics, some of the responses it can give you are they're really good at sort of pointing you in the right direction or helping you leap off in that ideation session to be like, oh, well, this is an area I need to be going into. So we're using that client side, which is very interesting, but we're also internally exploring artificial intelligence as well to help with all the stuff that we do, collating all that data, helping find the stories in the data. Ultimately, that I think is why a lot of the companies here are using artificial intelligence, is to help them do stuff quicker, operate more efficiently.
Absolutely.
So we ourselves are doing exactly the same thing. So very much stepping stones right now, but very with Leap, we're very excited with what is possible.
Yeah. You're not just preaching, you're practicing as well.
No, exactly. Yeah, we can't exactly say, yeah, this is the next big thing and not be looking at ourselves. So, no, it's a very exciting part. I think a lot of technologies, I think in beauty, and we are a pioneering industry, a lot of technologies are optional. Things like metaverses or social media, digital media. It's up to you how far you play in that zone. I think with AI, it's already here. It's already out of the box. We can't put it back. So it's very much about how do we adapt, how can we use it? You don't have to use it fully, but how can you use it to help, I think is really important.
Yeah, fill in those gaps.
Exactly.
Wonderful. And how does Mintel help beauty businesses to prepare for the future?
So we have Leap is a great sort of starting point for that.
Absolutely.
But we also have our consumer data, which we still run in 36 markets globally. We still buy products, tens of thousands every month get loaded into our global new products database to track claims and launches and ingredients to see what trending data is happening there. We have our market sizing as well to understand again where the potential is in the market and how big certain regions are to take a look at. On top of that, we also have a patent technology, which is really interesting because you can kind of see things before they hit the marketing trail. You can see what the R&D teams are doing.
Way ahead of the game.
That's also very difficult because it's sometimes very difficult to find those really important patents. But again, we have systems in place to make sure that we are finding those things. We also monitor social media all the time because it's so great at telling you what's happening. And then from that, we can then use our data to tell you not only the what, but also why that's happening and what that means for the industry. So that's really great. So we can use that with our global analyst team to talk about trends and develop sort of strategic projects for clients. And then further than that as well, we also have our custom team as well, which is looking more at sort of consultancy projects if you have specific things that you want to take a look at.
Fantastic. Andrew, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you so much.
That was Cosmetics Business Stand Side. See you at this and future events.